Hey everyone, I'm so excited to share with you some of my top brow tricks. So as you can see right now, I don't have anything on my brows. My brows are pretty thin, and to be honest, I kind of feel naked without my brows. So what I'm gonna show you is my top tricks on where you should start your brow, where your arch should be, and where you should end your brow, and just how to go about using a brow palette. So what I'm gonna use today is our Moodstruck Brow Obsession palette. I've had this for over a year and a half, you guys, and look, I still have so much left. I'm obsessed with this. And I'm also gonna use two of our brow brushes. So we have a Spoolie Brow Artist Brush with a little spoolie and an angled end, and our Brow Artist Brush, which has a little flat end and an angled end. So first things first, what I like to do is I just like to brush up my brow so I know what I'm working with, okay? So I recommend kind of brushing it up and out. So that's step one, super easy. Step two is I like to use a wax on my brows before applying any of the powder. So I'm just gonna take that flat end of the Brow Artist Brush and just kind of work that wax into my brows. And I'm doing it pretty lightly. You don't want it to be like too waxy, if that makes sense. You just want like a little bit. Okay, so we have our wax. Next step, we want to figure out where we're going to start our brow, where our arch is going to go, and where we're going to end our brow. So what I like to do, I'm going to just take a little bit of this light powder just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And here's a good trick. Use a brush or something straight, line it up against your nose, and then lift up. That is where you want to start your brow. Now, I'll take a little bit of powder again. And you want to go, again, we're always using our nose, and you want to kind of go right at the end of like your eyeball over here, like that. That's where you want your arch. And then to end it, we're going to go to our nose again. We're going to follow like where our eye, right here, we're going to follow our eye up like so. And that's where we're gonna end our brow. Okay, so now we know where to start, where the arch to be, and where to finish. So from now on, it's kind of just like connecting the dots. It's pretty easy, you guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in with that dark powder, and I'm using the angled side of the Brow Artist brush. And first what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to outline the bottom part of my brow. And listen, you guys, follow like your natural shape. You don't wanna do anything too crazy because you want it to look as natural as possible. All right, and we can see right here is where we put that little dot to end our brow. So I'm just gonna bring it down to there. Don't worry, I'll clean that up at the end. It looks a little crazy. So again, I'm still using that dark powder. Now I'm gonna outline the top of my brow. Still staying with my natural shape. I'm kind of going on an angle upwards to create that little arch. And we're going up. And then we have our mark right there, and I'm gonna kind of like turn it and kind of just bring it down and connect it to where our tail is. You guys, this is super easy. Do you see the difference already? We didn't even fill anything in. Huge difference. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take that dark powder, and from about the middle part of my brow to the end, I'm gonna go ahead and fill it in with the dark powder. Now I'm gonna go in with the lighter powder, and I'm gonna do the inner part of my brow. Also, you might have noticed I started the dark powder about here. So now I'm gonna finish my the inner part of my brow with the light powder. That's just to keep it looking more natural. Typically your brows are a little bit lighter on the inner part of them. So I'm just going to fill it in. Super simple. And I'm gonna bring it back to that part where we started our brows, right? When we measured out where we wanted our brow to start. So that's where I'm filling it in up until, there we go. How easy is that? Do you see a huge difference between my brows? Look at this. My face looks totally different on this side than this side. This side, it looks more pulled together. Your brows frame your face. And the last thing I wanna do is I'm gonna highlight underneath my brow. So this one comes with two. It comes with a matte and a shimmer highlight. I'm gonna use the matte, and I'm gonna use this flat end of my brush. I'm gonna highlight right underneath my brows. So what you can do here too is if you feel like the shape wasn't exactly how you wanted it to be at first, you can kind of use this highlighter as like a magic eraser and highlight, but also kind of like erase what you don't want there. So I just erased where we had that like that line for where our brow was to end. And now Doesn't that look so put together? It looks nice and clean. It's super crisp. And as a last step, you can go ahead and take that spoolie again and just brush it through so that all the powder is evenly distributed throughout your brow. And if you have some crazy brows, like maybe you have long hair, then what you can do is you can just take that wax and just kind of like put a little bit wax on the top and kind of just like get your brows like right in place. But that's it. Those are my tips for you for the perfect brow. I mean, seriously, you guys, look at the difference of my eyes. Like, it's insane. And again, we use the Brow Artist, I can't even think, the Brow Obsession palette, and then we use the Brow Artist brush and also the Spoolie brush. So perfect brows, literally all you need are these amazing products. And again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But I mean, seriously, these brows speak for themselves. Oh my goodness. All right, bye you guys.